A mother's relentless quest. Stolen Girl explores the heartbreaking reality of child abduction. But does it deliver? The story of a parent's desperate search for a missing child has long been a gripping theme in cinema, stirring deep emotions and adrenaline-fueled action alike. But here's where it gets controversial. Can a film truly balance the raw emotional weight of such a personal tragedy with the thrills of an action-packed rescue mission? Stolen Girl, starring Kate Beckinsale and Scott Eastwood, attempts to do just that, drawing inspiration from a true story about a mother's decade-long pursuit to find her abducted daughter, taken to the Middle East by the child's father. Plot overview: Mara, Kate Beckinsale, lives a quiet life in rural Ohio with her young daughter Amina and her ailing father. Custody is shared with her ex-husband Kareem, Arvin Kananian. But one day, Mara turns away for just a moment at a local store, and Amina vanishes. The police soon discover Kareem's home emptied out, with evidence pointing to his return to Syria, taking Amina with him. Devastated but determined, Mara throws herself into advocacy, lobbying in Washington, D.C. for laws to prevent parental child abduction and tirelessly contacting hospitals across the Middle East in hopes of finding her daughter. After more than 10 years without a lead, she meets Mitchell Robeson, Scott Eastwood, who runs a private organization dedicated to rescuing kidnapped children. He offers Mara a chance to join his team, combining her personal mission with their global efforts. Review: the theme of rescuing children has fueled many films, from the explosive, relentless action of Taken to the socially conscious Sound of Freedom. Audiences instinctively root for justice against those who exploit the vulnerable, and watching a parent's fierce determination unfold on screen can be both cathartic and intense. Stolen Girl aims to capture this emotional depth, with Beckinsale delivering a committed performance as a mother who refuses to give up. However, the film struggles to find its footing, caught between the conventions of an action thriller and a heartfelt drama. In the opening act, we see Mara's raw grief and tireless efforts, handing out flyers, making calls, and breaking down in tears. But the tone shifts sharply when Robeson enters, transforming the story into a globe-trotting adventure. Mara learns to disguise herself, handle firearms, and navigate dangerous missions alongside Robeson and his associate Carl, Jordan Duvigneau. Their journey takes them through diverse locations like Mexico, Lebanon, Beirut, and Albania, featuring numerous fight scenes and escape sequences shot in a shaky, handheld style reminiscent of Paul Greengrass's work, though here, it often feels disjointed and repetitive. This frenetic action sometimes overshadows Mara's personal quest, making her role as a field operative feel almost like a spy thriller rather than a mother's emotional journey. And this is the part most people miss. Just as the film seems to gain momentum, it abruptly changes direction, disrupting the narrative flow and leaving viewers unsure of what kind of movie they're watching. Kate Beckinsale, who has recently appeared in several films with similar themes, brings genuine emotion to her role, especially in the quieter, dialogue-driven moments. Yet, despite the marketing focus on action, Stolen Girl leans heavily on conversations about the staggering number of kidnapped children worldwide. Unfortunately, the film's attempt to tackle this serious issue is diluted by clichéd plot points involving conspiracy theories and government distrust, making the story feel formulaic rather than fresh or insightful. Scott Eastwood does his best with the material, but technical issues like inconsistent voice dubbing during his scenes detract from his performance. The film's climax, which should have been a powerful, attention-grabbing moment, ends up feeling muted after a long stretch of uneven storytelling. Shot almost entirely in Italy, Stolen Girl was penned by Cass Graham, Last Passenger, and Rebecca Pollack, Woken. The movie closes with text about Mara and Amina's current status, though it's unclear whether these are real individuals or a composite of multiple true stories. This blending of various real-life cases into a single narrative results in a script that ticks all the boxes for controversy and calls to action, but lacks authenticity and emotional resonance. Director James Kent, known for Testament of Youth, tries to disguise the Italian locations as different countries, but the Mediterranean scenery feels repetitive and generic. While the film's cinematography adds some polish, It falls short of the impact achieved by films like Taken or Sound of Freedom. A Missed Opportunity, Stolen Girl, exemplifies a film with a vital message that struggles to convey the complexity and nuance of its subject matter. Child abduction and trafficking are horrific realities demanding urgent attention and discussion at the highest levels. Yet, by turning this grave issue into entertainment, the film risks undermining its own purpose. The middle section could have been a compelling action thriller, while the beginning and end lean more toward emotional drama. Each segment might have succeeded on its own, but combined, they create a fragmented experience that fails to fully engage. Kate Beckinsale's talent shines through, making it all the more disappointing that the film doesn't do justice to her abilities or the story's importance. It's difficult to critique a movie tackling such a critical topic, but Stolen Girl ultimately isn't the right platform to raise awareness effectively. Opening date: Stolen Girl will be available in theaters and on digital platforms starting September 26th. What do you think? Does Stolen Girl strike the right balance between action and emotional storytelling? Or does it fall into the trap of trying to do too much at once? Can films about real-life tragedies maintain entertainment value without trivializing the subject? Share your thoughts and join the conversation below.